Hey, coming up right now, a UCLA professor is making headlines for his unusual requests outside the classroom.
Also coming up, step aside, human cheaters, why robots could be the new romantic competition.
A little bit later on, the 3 simple words in a text that signal you're about to get scammed.
Oh boy, Daily Flash starts right now.
Okay, that's 4.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and we're welcoming you to Daily Flash. So excited to have you here, man. Yeah, we've prepared a great show just for you, and it's gluten-free, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we want everybody to enjoy it. However, we got a little extra Matt today. It's high in fiber and Matt. How you doing there, Matty?
Good. You know, Mitchie, you know who our favorite actor of all time is? Burton Leon Reynolds.
Leon Reynolds, yes, sir.
Junior. Do you know he was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? He was in discussions with Quentin Tarantino. I listened to an interview with Quentin on Conan's podcast. He was supposed to be in it, and he was in the table reads and everything, but he died before they could start filming, and the role went to Bruce Dern. But Burt was supposed to be in and Quentin leaned on him a lot because Burt knew all the stuntmen in that time in Hollywood and everything, and had Burt read the script. He was the only person that had read the whole script at that time and gave Quentin notes on stuff.
I can buy that.
And he used the line in it for Brad Pitt's character where he goes, "You're too good looking to be a stuntman," because Burt went, "He's too good looking to be a stuntman."
Indeed. Yeah. There's a great documentary on the making of Smokey and the Bandit because it was basically he and his real stuntman that filled in for him, who was first time directing the film, and they were like, "There's no way you're going to get this film made." It's just like guys, and they were making it up as they went along.
Yeah.
I love Burt Reynolds, and you know how many times it took them to go to be in Boogie Nights? Like, he turned it down like 10 or 15
He thought it was garbage. He didn't want to do it.
Oh, man.
And that was his comeback role.
I gotta say, The Fall Guy is one of my favorite movies this year.
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy,
Move
yes,
on,
Fall Guy. Moving on. The Dallas Cowboys at their stadium have this new food option.
Oh, tell me about it.
A Frito-Lay sundae.
Okay, so, all right, explain what it is. All right, yeah.
All right,
This
so
sounds interesting.
Frito-Lays apparently are made in Texas, so is Bluebell ice cream. So they're melding, they put Fritos on the bottom, then they put the scoop of ice cream on top, and then I think it's caramel and chocolates, and then they top it with whipped cream and nuts and a cherry on top.
Okay, now
so it's like salty and sweet.
That's where I can get the ice cream and the Frito. All that other stuff makes it a little too much. I'm about texture when I eat, so I would probably like that, but I wouldn't want all the caramel and all that stuff.
Yeah, but the Fritos in ice cream. It sounds like a pregnant woman would love that.
Isn't that like an inducing? Is that an inducing thing? You know, and you get them going.
It could be.
I know there's a thing with like ketchup and mac and cheese or something.
I know people that do it that way. Oh. And then when I make a sandwich, I put Doritos on the sandwich
just
because
Unless your wife's around.
Well, no, I do it because I don't want my wife to know I'm eating the Doritos.
So you're hiding them in your sandwich?
Right.
She's like, why is your sandwich so crunchy?
No. All right, a professor at UCLA making headlines after claiming his low pay has actually left him homeless.
Oh, boy.
UCLA, keep that in mind. Dr. McCowan, he's an astrophysicist. He says he makes $70,000 for every academic year. He's listed on the UCLA website as an expert and who gives lectures. And he also said that he had to move out of his LA apartment because he could no longer afford the rent at $2,500 a month.
It's expensive.
Yeah, that's just the rent.
Yeah.
He's also turning to social media for financial advice and assistance. McCowan says that he has actually asked for a raise but was denied, and he really doesn't want to work anywhere else. He's hoping that the teachers union will give him some options, but in the meantime, he's resorted into just asking for online donations. I believe it. It's sad that it's an educator that needs, of course, his higher education. So it's a decision, and a lot of people, and you think about how much you're paying to go to college as well. But it seems like there should be some stipends or things that you could be able to help with professors.
But here's the thing. Anybody living in Los Angeles, most people have roommates. That's just, even 40, 50, 60-year-old people have roommates because it is so expensive to live there. That's just the way of life. So I feel for the guy, but at the same time, it's his choice to keep that job. He could probably do the same same thing in another place and live like a king. Let's say he moves to Wisconsin or New Mexico or Mississippi, but I know he doesn't want to live in those places. But if you're going to live in Los Angeles, unfortunately, it's just the cost of living. It's so expensive.
$2,500, is a lot. It seems like he must have other bills. It seems like he could pay for it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound way too outrageous.
No, it doesn't.
But you never know what his other bills might be. He
True.
might have medical issues or something like that sort of thing. It's sad, but if you don't have the money, you go online and just try to get it from
the
him.
reality of the situation, though. It does seem weird that a professor's asking for donations online to help pay his
Sell
rent.
your feet. Just sell your feet. That's the thing.
Sell your feet.
Sell your feet.
Okay.
Put a tip box at the end of class. Kids walk out. You got a solution, James?
Look,
Say
I
it
got
loud.
a solution.
What is that, James?
It's an NIL deal for professors now.
Yeah.
Oh, an NIL deal
NIL
for
deal
professors.
Okay.
There you go.
And they would make plenty of cash. After
Name,
that.
image,
Cash.
Likeness.
Get sponsors with the boosters.
You could sponsor your class too.
you
This
go.
class brought to you by Michelin. You think about it.
Yep.
Or
Walk in with a NASCAR jacket.
Thank you.
Yeah, just NASCAR jacket.
NASCAR, put it on there because
guys.
they're videotaping.
This
them.
is going to be the hefty. This is going to be the hefty lecture. We're going to bring it out. Bring out your bags.
He's an astrophysicist. What could sponsor him?
NASA might be.
SpaceX.
SpaceX.
SpaceX, there you go.
All right.
Elon got the money.
Hey, Blue Origin, don't leave them out.
Yeah, there you go.
Other words.
Speaking of all things robots, step aside human cheaters. Robots could be the new romantic threat. Two of the world's most advanced AI robots went on a date where they chatted while displaying a variety of facial expressions. The two love bots are outfitted with hundreds of sensors that allow them to convey every emotion from excitement to disgust. They're also programmed with a type of chat GPT which allows them to engage in conversation. This is so bizarre.
It is weird.
If that wasn't enough, they can both speak in a number of different languages. We could be entering a new era where AI guys and gals are competing with their human counterparts for real-world romantic relationships.
And if you think about the movie AI with little Haley
Joel Osment.
and then Jude Law played a gigolo robot, and that's what his purpose was in life, and he didn't understand love and that sort of thing, which a lot of guys would say that. Have you heard this podcast by this AI podcast? And they told them, so they had this podcast. There was a guy and a girl talking, and they would talk about anything. You type it in there, but they did one. The last one that they did said, "Hey, you're AI. You're not even real." Okay, and basically that's all they told him. And if you listen to it, it sounds so real. But if you see the images, you can kind of tell it's fake. But anyway, and they're like, well, and the guy's like going, well, apparently we're not real. So I called my wife up and I dialed the phone and no one answered because she's not real. And you almost feel sorry. Did you hear it, James? Yes. You feel sorry because the emotion comes out of this.
Yep.
These
That's how
two
it begins. We
AI
start feeling bad for them.
Yes. No, you're 100% right.
We start feeling bad
now,
for them, then we
how
don't
do
want to
you-
get rid of them.
So you hear it in their voice, but now if you see it in their face and you feel sad, and then I'll end it with this. All it takes is one industry to jump aboard of this, and it will go like skyrocket. And you know what industry that is?
Yes.
Porn.
Can a PC and a Mac
Once porn gets involved in this with this robot,
the
I know
first
they're already
inventions
there.
of all time
Yes!
are porn. First DVD, a porn.
But did you ever watch Westworld?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
there
this.
you go.
Yeah, there
That's
you
where
go.
we're going.
I mean, that's pretty much the sort
it.
of the general gist of
Can
it,
a
right?
PC and a Mac hook up though?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
They don't have the same. They don't talk to
It's
each
a
other.
right dongle. That's how you do it.
Yeah, it's a right dongle.
All right. We'll fix that in post, y'all. Don't worry about it. All right, I got to talk about this because we get scammed all the time from email, right? And there's 3 words that if you see like in an email that should tip you off. All right, here's those 3 words. Would you kindly?
oh, immediately scammed.
Now, it might seem like a very friendly phrase, which is why it should actually be seen as a major red flag. The word kindly really isn't used here in the United States.
Yeah,
So the
that's a
text
tip
is likely coming from an overseas operation. Other more American phrases should be on the lookout for it. Did I miss you today? Hi, how are you? Or I'll be late for the meeting. Now, the goal is to get you to respond so they can hook you to some kind of financial gain in their part. The rule of thumb is this. If you don't know who it is, delete the text and report it as junk.
100%.
And same goes for your text messages. I get text messages. Hey, I don't know where this is. I don't know where I got your number from.
Yeah.
Can you tell me who you are?
I like the ones that just say, hey.
Hey, I've gotten those
If they
as
really
well.
want to get us as Americans, it should just say, hey, you got that 20 you owe me? That's more real.
Yeah, you're not going to respond back. I wouldn't respond back.
You got that 20.
Where that 20 at?
Where that 20 at? I'll let you.
All right.
Cousin Boo Boo want it back.
I think if you anytime, I mean, it's simple. It's simple advice. If you don't recognize the name or the number or the email address, delete.
And what I need everybody here to do is tell their grandparents or even their parents that advice as well.
Yes.
We're going to get flash. We're answering your questions. You want our advice? Scary, but we'll give it. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English, Andrea Jackson, Matt Doolittle, all here for you, and it's time for us to get flash. It's actually the time of the show where we get questions from you, the viewer, and we dole out our advice.
And each one of us gets about 15 seconds to sound off on the story, and we want you at home to go to our socials, leave your comments. Guys, you ready?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. One viewer asks if she should get flash for choosing her family over tradition. She says, my parents favor my brother who married into a snobby family. Mm-hmm. They host Thanksgiving every year. Well, last year my sister-in-law's father was mean to my son when we decided to take a trip this year instead of the traditional gathering. Out of respect, we invited everyone, but they all declined. My parents said they couldn't pick between families and chose my brother. Now everyone is upset that we are going on a trip instead of having dinner with them. Should I get flashed for putting my family first?
So I almost married into one of these snobby families, and we have our traditions on my side, and I really got looked at different when I didn't want to take up their side of stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, well, we do Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving on my side with this, and I didn't want to give up that. So it turned into a fight.
Jackson, what say you?
I say that she probably should just get over it. If she has problems with the family, I'm
your timer's already.
I say she goes in her own direction. She deals with her family, and then maybe at some time later down the line, they'll all kind of reconvene.
All right, makes a lot of sense.
Okay, another viewer writes, should I get flashed for making my stepdaughter do more chores than my son? My husband and I have been married for 17 years, each bringing a child into the family, his daughter and my son. We get along well, but I've always had my stepdaughter do more chores than my son. My son's in grad school, working multiple jobs, has little free time. My stepdaughter, who is not career focused, receives a weekly allowance of $1,000.
What?
Whoa.
A weekly allowance of $1,000 from her dad for sweeping, dusting, and laundry duties. Can I get involved in
Right?
that?
I'll take that gig.
Yes.
Recently, the daughter complained to her dad, and now he insists I should split the chores more evenly. Given their situations, I don't feel it's fair, but my husband and stepdaughter disagree. Should I get flashed for insisting that the stepdaughter do more of the work? Matt, we'll start with you.
I mean, if he wasn't working so much, I'd say it was almost like a Cinderella type thing where, you know, she's getting at the stepdaughter.
Yes.
But if she's getting paid to do this stuff at home and he's actually like doing work which is considered grad school, that's a full-time job on its own. I think she's in the right to do that.
I think first off, you're all you get paid what you've negotiated, not what you're worth. And if you're paying that all together, no matter what your responsibilities are, there should be a checklist and your abilities to be able to do that sort of thing. And I can understand trying to weigh which one does more for the family, but $1,000 is way too much for anything.
Yeah, it screams entitlement to me. So I think, like, if you're going to live under your parents' household, there are certain expectations, and if they expect you to do chores, you should follow through, especially if she's at least 18 years old.
They get $1,000 a week for that?
She's living free.
I love it.
She's living rent-free and getting paid to live there.
That's crazy. We'd love to hear what you think about this, and of course, we'll share it on the air. You can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, click on the sound off. It sends us emails. And now it is time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming to and out you, and at least out of Hollywood, and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, everybody, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters and streaming online is the new comedy, The Problem with People. It stars Paul Reiser and Cole Meany.
I want you to find our American family and make things right. All right, now. I want you to call them now.
Hello, not interested.
Hello, I am your cousin, Kieran.
In the film, two cousins who have never met try to make amends for a family dispute that's gone on for generations.
This can be a fun ride. So, first of all, that, and then secondly, all the things we've talked about. I mean, the fact that it's a film with kind of universal appeal that speaks to other issues as well.
We premiered this a few months back at a film festival, and so many of the comments were, I'm going to go home. You know what? I'm going to call my father. You know what? I'm going to call my sister that I haven't spoken to for 4 years because this is silly. It's like, well, that is pretty lovely. And like, yeah, of course we're not going to solve world peace, but if anybody leaves going, you know what? I think I can be a little better than I have been lately. That's pretty great.
Although very formulaic in concept, The Problem with People is a funny and enjoyable film with solid performances from both Reiser and Meany. Again, you can check it out in theaters or online. It gets a B and is not rated. In selected theaters is the family drama White Bird. It stars Helen Mirren.
Julia, you did not leave your old school. You were expelled for being cruel to another boy. I'm sure your father has told you stories about when I was a young girl.
He says you don't really like to talk about it.
I don't. But now, I think, for your sake, I must.
After he's expelled from school for his treatment of another student, a young man is visited by his grandmother and is transformed by the story of her attempts to escape Nazi-occupied France during World War II.
You know, we've lost that generation now, but, you know, they went through an incredibly, unbelievably challenging time, 1,000 times more challenging than anything. I mean, I'm not talking about Palestine or Sudan. I mean, obviously in Iraq, you know, there are places where people are profoundly challenged. But in our Western world, no one faces anything like what the world faced in those days. So I think it's important to remind people of that and to do it in this way that is so loving and shows the beauty in humanity, above all, the love in humanity.
White Bird is an emotionally uplifting story of kindness and how that kindness resonates through one's life. All in all, White Bird is a beautiful and heartfelt story not to be missed. Again, it's in selected theaters and gets an A. It's rated PG-13. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
This week's Boss Lady, we are focused on the habits of women who are at the top of their game at work and at home. Here are their top 7 tips for success.
Number 1, set and achieve SMART goals. Setting goals isn't merely jotting down wishes. It's a roadmap to your dreams. Start by defining your objectives clearly. Specificity is key here. Instead of saying, I want to save money, try, I aim to save $500 by the end of the year. Make them measurable, so you know when you've hit the bullseye. Achievable goals are within reach, challenging yet feasible. Don't set yourself up for frustration with lofty, unrealistic targets. Your goals should be relevant, aligning with your values and aspirations. Lastly, time-bound goals create a sense of urgency, spurring you into action. Whether it's climbing the corporate ladder, starting your own business, or mastering a new skill, the power lies in your hands. Remember, a dream without a plan is just a wish. Number 2, self-belief drives success. The cornerstone of every successful venture is unwavering self-belief. It's that quiet voice within that whispers, you can do this. Self-belief isn't about having all the answers or knowing the exact path to success. It's about trusting yourself to navigate the unknown. Even in the face of uncertainty, hold steadfast to the belief that you're capable of achieving greatness. Imagine a world where self-doubt doesn't hold you back, where you boldly chase your dreams without fear of failure. That world is within your reach, fueled by the power of self-belief. Cultivate it like a precious flower, nurturing it with positivity and resilience. Did you find the video helpful so far? Please consider liking the video and type, I am successful, in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to participate in future giveaways. Number 3, embrace mistakes and move forward. Mistakes aren't stumbling blocks, they're stepping stones to growth. Instead of dwelling on past failures, embrace them as valuable lessons in disguise. Reflect on what went wrong, extract the wisdom from the experience, and use it to propel yourself forward. Picture a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, each strike of the hammer shaping the masterpiece within. Similarly, every mistake you make is an opportunity to refine your craft an inch closer to success. Don't let fear of failure paralyze you. Instead, let it embolden you to take risks and push boundaries. Number 4, prioritize self-love and mindfulness. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to neglect our well-being in pursuit of our goals. However, self-love and mindfulness are non-negotiable ingredients for success. Take time to nurture your body, mind, and soul, replenishing your reserves of energy and resilience. Self-love isn't selfish. It's a prerequisite for leading a fulfilling and purposeful life. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you extend to others. Practice mindfulness, grounding yourself in the present moment and cultivating a deep sense of gratitude for the blessings in your life. By investing in self-love and mindfulness, you'll not only enhance your overall well-being, but also unlock your full potential. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, so prioritize self-care and watch as it transforms every aspect of your life. Number 5, maintain a backup plan. Life is unpredictable, full of twists and turns that can derail even the best-laid plans. That's why it's essential to always have a backup plan in place. Whether it's a financial emergency or a sudden career setback, having a plan B can provide peace of mind and security in times of uncertainty. Think of your backup plan as a safety net, ready to catch you if you fall. It can be as simple as setting aside a portion of your income for savings or diversifying your skill set to increase your employability. By preparing for the unexpected, you'll be better equipped to weather any storm that comes your way. Remember, a backup plan isn't a sign of pessimism. It's a demonstration of prudence and foresight. So take the time to assess your current situation and identify areas where you could use some additional support. Congratulations! You've made it halfway through the video, and we're thrilled to have you here with us. So we have a special surprise for you, which is the Millionaire Mindset ebook, Your Key to Wealth Creation. Grab your free copy by clicking the link below. Number 6, accept help when needed. As independent and self-reliant individuals, it can be challenging to admit when we need assistance. However, accepting help when needed is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our humility and wisdom. Whether it's seeking guidance from a mentor or delegating tasks to colleagues, acknowledging our limitations and reaching out for support is essential for growth and success. Think of it as assembling a team of allies who have your back and want to see you succeed. By leveraging the expertise and resources of others, you can overcome obstacles more effectively and achieve your goals more efficiently. Number 7, pursue personal development continually. The journey to success is not a destination, but a lifelong pursuit of growth and self-improvement. That's why it's essential to prioritize personal development and commit to learning and evolving every day. Whether it's honing your skills through online courses, attending workshops and seminars, or seeking mentorship from industry experts, investing in yourself is the surest path to success. Think of personal development as an investment in your future, one that pays dividends in terms of increased confidence, competence, and opportunities. By expanding your knowledge and skill set, you not only become more valuable in the marketplace, but also more equipped to tackle the challenges and seize the opportunities that come your way.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
Hi, I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
Jackson,
yes,
Matt, y'all know my wife,
yes,
Liza. She is a doctor of nutrition. She's
Dr.
incredible.
Liza.
She's also, we have a huge garden in our front yard, and she minored in horticulture and that sort of thing. And I say all this because as of the last few months, she watched this one show. It's got Mark Ruffalo in it, this movie, and it's about lead was in water and everything.
Yes, I know exactly. Oh, yes.
Well, ever since that point, somehow that has gone from, hey, we should watch what we eat and that sort of thing, to we better prepare for
the apocalypse.
No, I'm not joking. So, she went all out. So at the house, I keep on getting all this stuff sent, and it was great during the hurricanes because we had everything prepared, hence the generator and all this stuff. But so since she has this huge garden in our front yard, we got to discussions like, well, people will probably come up in our front yard and try to steal our stuff. We better get a gun. Now, if you knew
That escalated quickly.
If you know my wife, she is nothing. She is so far away from this, right?
Yeah.
Like, she is like with not anything to do with guns. I don't have a gun. I have nothing against gun control. I think if you should have a gun.
Just picturing your wife dressed as Rambo out in the garden.
This
I
movie
get a
really
text.
changed her.
I get when we have a shared calendar.
Yeah.
And so I get a note. She puts a calendar in
Yeah.
there. Look what she just put.
Gun show.
We're going to a gun show.
You want that Orange County?
Yeah. We're going to a gun show, y'all, and I guess I'm getting me a gun. I'm weirded out. And the only talk about it is like, listen, I have no problem with the gun, but the first thing they teach you about a gun is if you're going to get a gun, you have to be ready to kill somebody and shoot somebody with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Well, then maybe she needs
the gun. And then she goes, well, what kind of gun you want? And I go, I don't know anything about guns. I go, let's just get a shotgun because you don't even have to aim.
Yeah.
Those, right?
I got a guy.
Yeah, James got a guy.
You got a guy.
So y'all stay away from our garden because you're going to get some buckshot. But that is so funny that she's like, we're going to this gun show.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm borrowing Mitch's laptop today, and the notification came up and it said gun show, and I was like, what is going on?
It could have been one of two things. It could have been one of two things.
No,
It ain't
working out. You're going to the gun show. Hey.
I'm like,
You saw that,
calendar gun show. I'm like, since when did this gun thing happen? I don't know. Who is this person?
I am not. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm nothing
hysterical.
against it.
No,
it's
me
just
neither.
I'm not
Yeah,
a gun
it's
guy.
whatever.
And it's going to
It
be
was just
weird.
bizarre.
I did it so I can have show prep.
Next thing you
so-
know, you're putting a lift on the Prius and
yeah, we drive a
building
Prius.
deluxe over here.
So get ready for that.
He'll be keeping late night hours. Oh my goodness.
Just stay away from the garden. Everybody will be fine.
Everybody's fine. A professor at UCLA is making headlines after claiming his low pay has left him homeless. Dr. McEwen, an astrophysicist, says he only makes about $70,000 every academic year. He is listed on UCLA's website as an expert who gives lectures. He says he had to move out of his LA apartment because he could no longer afford the rent at $2,500 a month. Now he's turning to social media for financial assistance. McEwen said he has asked for a raise but was denied and doesn't want to work anywhere else. He is hoping his teachers union will give him some options, but in the meantime, he has resorted to asking for online donations. Now, I hope the guy gets paid what he's worth. I mean, I think when it comes to teachers, they struggle to pay. They
100%.
struggle with pay. They should be paid a heck of a lot more. But if he's an academic teacher and he's only working 2 semesters, he's got plenty of spare time to do other things.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And Los Angeles is like everybody does something, but they act, or they do something and they cast, or they do something and they're behind the scenes of something else.
Background work.
Background work.
And
Bingo.
I would hope that it was a rocket scientist, I guess. Don't take a rocket scientist to wait.
Right?
But apparently it does. Or get a roommate, I mean, a lot of people. And we don't know the whole situation.
Sure.
And I think the bigger picture is taking care of teachers. And I really think they should get some kind of either a stipend or some kind of tax break or that sort of thing. But mainly, I think before we start talking about professors and such, maybe our elementary and our high school teachers get that attention.
Exactly.
So let's hope so. All right, we have more trending news and entertainment heading your way. You don't want to miss it. Stick around. You're watching Daily Flash.
Today on The Scene with Doreen, I'm sitting down with singer, songwriter, and music producer Ron Dante. His big song, Sugar Sugar, is turning 55 years old this year, and I'm excited to talk about it and so much more. Check it out.
Sugar, oh honey, honey.
Happy anniversary! Your huge hit, Sugar Sugar, turned 55 years old this year.
Time flies like unbelievably. I remember the session. I remember the day we recorded it. I remember how I felt that day. It was a magical time. It was unbelievable, and it just speeds by.
What is the biggest memory that you can recall from that session, from that moment?
The Sugar Sugar session was amazing. I walked into the RCA studio, and there was the producer, writer, Jeff Barry, and the co-writer, Andy Kim, working on the rhythm track. And I remember, wow, that's a nice sounding pocket they have going there. It's very danceable. Then they said, all right, sing it. And they showed me the song, and I immediately learned the song. I said, well, I'm just gonna put a voice on there, kind of like Donovan. In Mellow Yellow. I wanted like a hushed sound on my voice. And we did it. We double tracked it. As we said, I sing along with myself. And that was the sound of the record. I remember thinking, this is a very cool song, but I had no idea it would become the #1 record of the year.
But it was a double-edged sword a little bit for you, because you were a member of what they would call once upon a time a ghost group. You were the Archies. I mean, you were a cartoon character, and at the time, people didn't know it was Ron Dante, and lead vocals.
They told me you're going to be anonymous on this. Do you want to take the job? And I said, absolutely. I grew up on Archie comics. I love Betty and Veronica.
Yes.
I said, and it's going to be a kids show, so it's a wonderful vehicle for my voice to sing. So I wasn't that disappointed. Also, Don Kirshner, who was the man behind the Monkees and now the Archies at that time, said to me, I'll make sure you get known for this at some point.
First 9 albums, Barry Manilow had 18 hit singles in a row. 5 or 6 years, I don't think you were off the charts. How did that match made in heaven happen?
I was singing commercials. Barry was writing some new commercials. I got booked on a session for a Pepsi product, and I walked in the studio and I met Barry. And so I listened to the arrangement. It was brilliant. I said, you sing really well, too. He said, listen, I'm working with this girl, Bette Midler, but I really want to be a solo artist. Would you listen to some of my songs? I said, absolutely. If you can write songs like this commercial, you've got it. So we went in the studio a few weeks later, cut 4 sides, and that was the beginning. I knew that there was something special. I'd help him on the arrangements. Mainly, I would make sure that everything got recorded properly and it sounded like a Dante mix.
Did you ever get tempted to just make him rock out one time?
The label wanted the ballads for a long time. I was very happy that Copacabana came about. I said, well, finally, this is a big break from I Write the Songs and Can't Smile Without You.
Your newest album, Ron Dante's Fun House, it's on vinyl, and it has many unreleased songs on it.
I put a double CD out a couple of years ago with like 36 sides. Now we've got it down to 12, 14 sides. We got the cover done by a guy who does the Archie covers.
Yes.
The comic book, Dan Parent. It's just me with Betty and Veronica dancing in the background.
And also, for the past 7 years, you've been hitting the road in the Happy Together tour as you sing lead for the Turtles. And you're back at it again this summer.
Yeah, we visit 50 or 60 cities.
Yeah.
Last year, we played 60 dates in 3 months. And it's been a joy every summer.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. I mean, I have so much more, but I don't want to keep you too much because I think your life is crazy enough.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed our interview. You asked the beautiful questions, and thank you for it.
And if you want to hear more of our wonderful conversation, you can visit right here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Hey, Medicare has a new $2,000 drug cap. Here's what you need to know.
Millions of older Americans who get their prescription drugs through Medicare will save money this year. For the first time ever, Medicare drug plans will limit out-of-pocket spending. AARP's prescription drug policy principal Lee Purvis explains the changes.
As of January 1st, Medicare Part D enrollees' out-of-pocket spending on prescription drugs was capped at $2,000 in 2025. This change stems from years of advocacy from AARP and represents a significant step forward towards reducing prescription drug costs for nearly 55 million Medicare Part D enrollees.
A new AARP report estimates that in 22 states, Part D enrollees who reach the new spending cap and have lower total out-of-pocket costs will save an average of $2,500 or more, even after you take premiums into account.
Far too many life-saving medications are still out of reach for millions of people who need them. Our data shows that this new annual cap will help ensure that Medicare beneficiaries will see savings and have more affordable access to the prescription drugs they need.
For more information, visit aarp.org.
Hey, if you haven't heard of it, live stream shopping is the hottest trend that's getting more popular than ever and is revolutionizing the way people shop and sell. Here to discuss this new consumer trend is shopping expert Hitha Herzog, who is teaming up with Whatnot, the largest dedicated live stream shopping platform. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So what is live stream shopping?
Live stream shopping is a new and fun way to shop. So if you think about a live event and combine that with online shopping and having this interaction and discoverability on a platform in this environment, it really is about how sellers are able to go ahead and showcase their items, and you have buyers that are connecting to the sellers and asking a lot of questions. On a platform like Whatnot, they really are specific and emphasize this interactive and connectivity between buyers and sellers and the audiences that are watching. And of course, with sellers, they can sell all sorts of different things, clothing, collectibles. I think someone was selling live plants the other day. Really is about sky's the limit and bringing that fun back into shopping again.
What is unique about this kind of shopping experience?
Well, like I was saying, buyers have the ability to really connect with the community, and sellers are really about transforming their businesses and reaching new customers. So, I'm a kid from the 80s. I remember what it was like to go to the mall and have these conversations and ask questions. And it's the same sort of vibe, but for the digital age. And, it's really interesting with Whatnot because you have these sellers. I have an example for you. One woman left her corporate job. She's now making $100,000 a month doing these live streams 6 days a week. And then there's another woman who took her shoe collecting hobby, leveraged the platform of Whatnot, and is now making 7 figures. I think even last year she brought in about $4 million selling collectibles and selling her shoes on sneakers on Whatnot.
Great. Where can we go for more info?
You can go to whatnot.com or download the app.
According to Fidelity Investments' latest New Year's financial resolution study, nearly 2/3 of Americans are considering a financial resolution for the year ahead. Joining us now to discuss is Leanna Devaney, Vice President and Branch Leader, Fidelity Investments.
As we know, this is the time of year where people are really reflecting on the year ahead. And the study shows more than half of Americans are feeling overwhelmed by their personal finances, and 30% say they have a stressful relationship with their money. So when it comes to top financial concerns, unexpected expenses and inflation are the top 2 concerns, and that's followed by economic uncertainty. Many people are thinking about their current situation, whether it's the state of their finances, their physical health, their mental health, and ultimately they decide they need to change. And this is a fairly common action at the start of the year. So January is Financial Wellness Month. And to help people achieve their goals, Fidelity offers a number of resources, including insights and tools on popular topics, saving, spending basics, and really helping achieve those money milestones that matter to you. Fidelity.com/myfinancialwellness brings everything together to help people on their financial well-being journey.
New data shows employees in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are often the best hires. Here's more.
Older Americans are working now more than ever before. AARP career expert Carly Ruskowski is here with advice for older workers looking to get hired.
Today, roughly 38 million people aged 55 and older are working. That's more than 2.5 times the number who were in the workforce 40 years ago. It's no surprise that many of them are looking for a job change.
While looking for a job is hardly easy for anyone, many professionals in their 50s, 60s, and 70s face unique challenges that can hurt their chances of getting a new job or advancing in their careers.
Many older workers face age discrimination and are often overlooked for jobs that they are qualified for. This should never be the case. Older workers bring expertise, maturity, and perspective. They have a strong work ethic, they tend to stay in jobs longer, and can mentor younger staff.
For more expert career tips, job search tools, and professional resources, visit aarp.org/work.
Thanks for all that great info. We'll make sure we have it on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on. Wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty! Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Ooh, dog and cat, it's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the media.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Singles are seeking out in-person events to meet potential love interests. Cordell Beckham and Got Milk have kicked off cuffing season with a speed dating event. Check this out.
It's cuffing season, the term for when single people begin to look for short-term relationships. You know, someone to snuggle up with through the fall and winter months that last through Valentine's Day. With singles getting sick and tired of the online dating scene, the California Milk Processor Board, or CMPB, creators of the iconic Got Milk brand, has a cute campaign going to kick off the season, encouraging genuine, real-life, in-person connections. It's called Real Matches Are Back, and they've invited singles to reconnect for a speed dating breakfast at classic American diner Mel's Drive-In in LA. Appropriately hosted by Love Island's Cordell Beckham.
So look, today's event is going to be curious. Milkshakes and morning jammies, huh?
And a few others who are no strangers to the dating scene. Actresses Julianne Hough and Fiona Palomo, Love Island's Miguel Harichi, and Nick Viall from The Bachelorette. This event was the first in a series of brand activations they're planning at different spots throughout California this fall.
With the launch of Real Matches Are Back, the folks at Got Milk are creating a space where people can disconnect from technology and connect with each other on a deeper level. And it's a vibe, you know? We have singles coming out sporting their cozy PJs, but I think it's great. You know, there's nothing more simple and authentic than sharing a conversation over breakfast and a glass of milk.
Got Milk and Mel's Drive-In have collaborated on an exclusive menu and co-merch drop. And through the end of October, Mel's Drive-In West Hollywood and San Francisco Lombard Street locations are giving away free milkshakes to couples dining in claiming the offer while sporting their coziest and comfiest PJ styles on their dates. To learn more, go to gotmilk.com or follow Got Milk on Instagram, TikTok, or X.
Did you see this video of Nicole Kidman and Salma Hayek kind of getting into it?
Two hot women. Wait, no. Tell me about this.
Paris
what happened?
Fashion Week. It's Nicole Kidman, Salma Hayek, and Katy Perry. They're there at the Balenciaga show, right? Okay. Balenciaga show, and they're taking a picture. And at one point, Nicole Kidman turns her back towards Salma Hayek, and Salma looks like she's kind of motioning to push her around, and Nicole Kidman sort of pushes her away, and then there's some words that are exchanged and some fingers that are wagged, and it's like, oh boy.
Okay, and that's her boss, right?
Yeah, Salma Hayek's husband owns the company that Nicole Kidman works for.
Nikki, you better watch it.